probably my favorite season behind winter. I feel like with these colder months, they elicit such strong feelings of nostalgia, and there are so many just like sensory elements that I really associate with fall and winter, including of course the smells. So today I wanted to share with you some fragrances that I'm going to be wearing this autumn and that I just think are going to be great for this kind of season. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, and as always, if you're coming back, thank you so much for being here. As we approach fall and these like colder months, we really start to enter the era of like spiced vanillas, and like, I don't know, when I think of fall, I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is like red leaves everywhere, but also like pumpkin spice lattes. And I feel like as soon as it like hits September, like something changes in the air. I can smell the pumpkin spice lattes. And speaking of which, if you are a pumpkin spice lover, the first fragrance I'm going to talk about is Pumpkin Cream by Le Monde Gourmand. The lasting power of this fragrance is kind of laughable, so don't expect this to be like an all-day fragrance, but I feel like with all of their perfumes, they're kind of like gimmicky in a way, but this one, as the name would suggest, it does smell like pumpkin cream. I will say this doesn't smell like a full-on sugar like pumpkin spice frosting that you might like expect by the name and kind of the vibe of the perfume. This surprisingly has a somewhat green and fruity element to it. If you have ever like cut into an actual pumpkin and like gotten a whiff of like the, I hate saying goo, but like the pulp. Okay, well now that makes it sound like really unappealing. But this has a somewhat like realistic pumpkin smell. Like it's not full on cinnamon, sugary, pumpkin spice, frosting, gingerbread. No, it's like it has like a greenish, like fruity element that's almost kind of reminiscent to an actual pumpkin, which is kind of interesting. But at the same time, of course, you do have a sweetness. You have a bit of like a lactonic touch that like really is gonna give you that pumpkin spice latte kind of feel. I think especially if you combine it with Being Frenchie's Moon Milk, this is literally a chai tea latte in a bottle. It smells so divine and so delicious. Not sure if they have brought this back yet. I really hope they do, because this is such a delicious fragrance mist. But yeah, it smells sweet, creamy, spicy. I mean, this could work so well for both fall and winter, but it's just like a delicious spiced drink that smells really soothing at the same time. Like it's very grounding, and it's just a very relaxing and yummy kind of scent profile. So yeah, if you're going for a total like pumpkin spice latte, I feel like these two layered together would really get you there. Next up is the new Love Notes Plush Vanilla by Ariana Grande. And so I think it was probably somewhat strategic for her to release this perfume at like the very, very end of July. I still feel like it was like a little bit early because it was still summer when it released. And so this is like this is like epitome of like a fall fragrance to me. So it felt kind of random at first, but I guess like kind of at that like 3/4 mark of summer, it made a lot of sense to release this perfume because it was like kind of like we're transitioning into autumn. Anyways, this is a delicious, sweet, just an exquisitely done vanilla. I highly recommend checking out my review where we go in depth on this fragrance. This is like a delicious macaroon kind of vanilla, but at the same time, it has these like small touches of spice that you get from like pink pepper and the amber crystals that really kind of help to elevate the perfume and keep it from being too linear. It's sweet, it's spicy, it wears so beautifully and also wears all day long. No, this is seriously like such a good autumn perfume. The second I smell it, I kind of feel like I'm like in a Starbucks and they're making like 50 pumpkin spice lattes with like vanilla cold foam or something. Yeah, delicious. I would definitely check this one out if you need a vanilla fragrance for fall. Next up is Black Opium Le Parfum from YSL. I don't know why, there's something about this. I think like last year I wore this fragrance a ton during the fall months, and so I just have like a really heavy association between autumn and this perfume. But also this fragrance is just a very deep, dark, sensual, kind of mysterious and edgy vanilla. It has like a touch of bitterness from the coffee, but as the perfume wears, it starts to mellow out and it becomes a lot brighter. The vanilla is really smooth and starts to sweeten up. It starts with this dark, kind of dense, bitter vanilla, which is still done really, really beautifully, so much better than the original Black Opium, which I am repulsed by. But yeah, I really think they did their big one with this one. This is definitely my favorite Black Opium flanker, along with Over Red. Next perfume that I also really heavily associate with fall is I Don't Need a Prince to Be on My Side.
I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess by Gillian.
This is giving matcha milk tea with marshmallows. It's not like a full-on matcha smell. Like, it's not a perfume that's straight up trying to like replicate the smell of a matcha latte in the same way that Sniff's Gentle Reminder is trying to be an ube milk tea. No, this one is a little bit different because it has touches of this like sweet candied ginger, as well as these marshmallows that are giving it a really fluffy, powdery sweetness. I love the tea note in this. This really smells like waking up when it's still like a little bit dark out and then making yourself like a nice hot matcha latte. It's so delicious. I love this perfume. The next perfume that I would definitely recommend for fall is going to be Nest's Vanilla Bourbon. I've been talking about this fragrance a ton recently, and I think for good reason. This perfume is so well done. There's something in the opening that is really quite floral. I would say the combination of this delicate jasmine as well as the orange bitters really gives it this unique, bright, kind of syrupy floral, but at the same time it has such a prominent and delicious vanilla to back it up that like it doesn't turn into like a full-on fresh or floral perfume. It's really crowd pleasing. It has a beautiful perfuminess to it, and then as it wears it becomes even sweeter. You get more of a kind of just like classic oriental vanilla. It's so beautiful. I feel like perfumes that have like a rum or any other alcoholic drink as a note work really well for fall and winter because like the kind of like spice that they have and like a slight bitterness just works a lot better for the colder weather, I feel. If you haven't checked out Vanilla Bourbon yet, I would definitely recommend doing so because I think this is a fantastic perfume. Even though this is not my favorite perfume in the world, I feel like this is the epitome of a fall fragrance, and it is Kayali's Vanilla 28. This is another one that like I smell and I'm like instantly transported to like a place where there are giant mounds of red and orange leaves on the ground and plaid flannels and pumpkins outside people's doors. It feels like fall. This is another beautiful spiced vanilla. It is primarily like a vanilla brown sugar perfume. The very first time that I smelled it, I thought this perfume smelled straight up like vanilla extract, but like over time I'm really starting to get the rum and the patchouli. There's something really warm, spicy about it. It's a very sophisticated and warm kind of spicy that keeps the fragrance from becoming too sweet. Even though it does have like a delicious creamy vanilla with brown sugar, I don't find this perfume to be particularly gendered at all. It truly feels unisex just because of how the patchouli is kind of incorporated into the fragrance. I definitely see why this is a cult classic. I think that it's a very well done vanilla. But yeah, everything about this fragrance, even down to like the color of the juice, just screams autumn to me. So this is definitely one that I'm going to be trying to wear more of. And lastly, this is a fragrance that I would kind of be afraid to bring out in the warmer months just because of how strong and widely projecting it is, but it is Libre Le Parfum from YSL. This is my favorite flanker of the Libre line. It has such a beautiful spiced honey, like this very nectarous orange blossom with touches of lavender, and of course just this really deep, delicious vanilla that really comes out as the perfume wears. This perfume smells like money, but it also just smells like fall. As many of the other fragrances on this list, it's a very beautifully sweet, spiced vanilla. Not necessarily like a super decadent, like straight up cupcakey vanilla frosting, but more of a deep, perfumey, boozy vanilla. This to me is sweet enough to like appeal to any gourmand lover, but at the same time, it is such a well done fragrance. Like it smells so classy and expensive that I think anyone could really enjoy this. But yeah, that about wraps up my list for the perfumes that I'm going to be wearing this fall. Definitely let me know your go-to fall perfumes in the comments. Also, I don't know if I showed you guys, but I wanted to show you my shirt because it's so cute. It's Miffy. I got it from a Uniqlo in New York and I am obsessed. But anyways, yeah, I'm kind of like really sad that classes are gonna start soon and I'm definitely not gonna have as much time and energy to film and create content as I have the past couple months. But again, I'm still so grateful for everyone and I hope you're all doing very well and are taking care of yourselves. But yeah, with that, I will see you guys very soon.